It was just supposed to be a regular Sunday morning, a day of no alarms, fuzzy slippers, and my 7-year-old son Ethan waking me up way too early for cartoons. I had barely opened my eyes when he barged into my room with his usual energy, bouncing on the bed like it was a trampoline. Mom, you promised we'd clean my aquarium today, he yelled, practically vibrating with excitement. I know, buddy, I mumbled, rubbing sleep from my eyes. But how about 5 more minutes of mommy rest time? He groaned dramatically, the way only a child can, then plopped down beside me, flipping through the remote until his favorite animated show started playing. Eventually, the guilt of motherhood overruled my desire for more sleep, and I swung my legs out of bed, wincing as the cold floor greeted my feet. Let's get the day started, I said, trying to muster some enthusiasm. We went through the motions, breakfast, brushing teeth, and, of course, trying to locate one of Ethan's missing socks. I swear his socks disappear into another dimension. Once dressed, we tackled his little aquarium. That meant him splashing around with water, while I did the real scrubbing. It was messy, wet, and chaotic, but also somehow heartwarming. That's the thing about parenting. You're constantly caught between being overwhelmed and overjoyed. After we finished the fish tank fiasco, Ethan suggested a bath. Can I have bubbles? He asked sweetly. Only if I get some too, I teased. We made our way to the bathroom, our small but cozy upstairs one. I started the water while he dashed off to grab his plastic boats. I usually let him play in the tub while I sit on the floor, scrolling on my phone or chatting with him. That day, however, he wanted me to be part of the fun. Get in the tub, Mommy, he pleaded. I sighed. Ethan, you know the tub isn't big enough for both of us. He grinned mischievously. Please? Just for 5 minutes? You never play anymore. How could I resist that face? So I rolled up my pajama pants, climbed into the lukewarm, overbubbled bath, and tried to wedge myself into a corner. Ethan laughed so hard at how awkward I looked. You look like a mermaid who got stuck, he cackled. Thanks, kid, I said sarcastically, flicking a bubble at him. We played with boats, made up silly pirate stories, and laughed until the bathroom echoed with our giggles. It was one of those rare, unfiltered moments where everything felt perfect. Until we tried to leave. I reached for the door handle to grab our towels, twisted it, and it didn't budge. I frowned. Maybe I twisted it wrong. I tried again. Nothing. The doorknob wiggled loosely, and I realized something was off. I stood up, dripping bubbles everywhere, and gave the door a stronger shake. Okay, this is weird, I muttered. Ethan looked up at me. What's wrong? I think the door's stuck, I replied, trying to stay calm. Or broken. That's when the panic set in. Wait, are we trapped? Ethan's eyes widened. I forced a smile. No. We're not trapped. Just temporarily confined. That's the same thing, he said. I looked at the doorknob again. It was definitely loose from the inside, and turning it did absolutely nothing to the latch. I even tried jiggling it with my toothbrush. Nope. It's okay, I said, trying to channel my inner crisis counselor. Your dad'll be home in a few hours, and he'll get us out. That's when it hit me. My husband was gone for the weekend, visiting his mother in another city. I had even encouraged the trip, saying Ethan and I would be fine. I was suddenly not fine. Well, we'll just call for help, I said. But of course, my phone was on the kitchen counter. Ethan's kitty smartwatch? Dead. I banged on the door for a few minutes, yelling out to no one. Our nearest neighbor was a good 50 feet away, and the bathroom window didn't open, just one of those tiny frosted glass ones at the top. Okay, I said, sinking to the floor. We're officially stuck. Ethan looked like he was trying not to cry. What if we're here forever? Forever is a long time, I chuckled nervously. Let's give it 20 minutes before we call it forever. I checked the bathroom for possible tools, hairpins, nail files, the metal rod from the toilet paper holder. I felt like a character in a low-budget survival movie. I tried poking the latch from the inside using the nail file. Ethan cheered me on like I was a contestant on some reality show. You can do it, Mommy. Thanks, sweetheart, I said, my arm getting sore. Just give me. Ow. I yelped as the file snapped. We sat in silence for a moment.